everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Louise and I make videos all about my life living with scoliosis. I aim to upload videos once or twice a month all about my scoliosis and life with scoliosis. So if you're interested in any of that, then please subscribe to my channel as it really helps me out. So for those of you that don't know, I have scoliosis, which basically means that instead of my spine being straight, it curves laterally to the side. I was diagnosed with scoliosis when I was 14, and in my case I had a double spinal curvature, which meant my spine formed the shape of an S. My scoliosis was classed as severe, and I underwent spinal fusion surgery to correct my scoliosis in 2010. This means that I now have a fused spine. Most of my spine is fused apart from 3 discs at the bottom, which means that although scoliosis doesn't stop me from doing anything, it does limit me somewhat day to day because I can't bend my back. The 3 discs that I have unfused at the bottom allows me to bend from my waist, which means that I do keep a little bit of flexibility. If you're interested in hearing more about my scoliosis story, I do have a video that goes into more detail about my diagnosis and my treatment. And if you're interested in hearing more about how my spinal fusion affects my everyday life, I also have a video on this topic as well. So in this video, I wanted to talk about 5 items that make my life living with spinal fusion and scoliosis a little bit easier. I will also link the items below in case that they are useful to anybody that's watching this video. So the first item is the shoehorn. Now, I only got this recently. It was a present from my partner because he has seen how often I struggle with putting on my shoes, especially trainers and any shoes with laces. I find it really difficult because I can't bend down and tie my laces very easily. So the shoehorn does actually help because it means that I don't have to bend to put on my shoes. I knew that this would help, but I've been putting off getting something like this for ages because I don't know why, I just found it a little bit amusing. I thought it's something that's meant for somebody a lot older than myself, perhaps. I don't know why I thought that. If you have a spinal fusion, this is really useful and I would recommend trying it at least because putting shoes on is something that I do struggle with, and I have ruined lots of pairs of trainers because I don't tie my laces, or untie my laces should I say, so I tend to put my trainer on by sort of squishing my foot in, which then ruins the back of the trainer. And especially myself, I do a lot of running and I spend quite a lot on good running trainers. I don't really want to be ruining them by putting them on in that way. So yeah, the shoehorn has proved pretty useful. I've only been using it for a few months, but I've already noticed a big difference, and yeah, it makes things a lot easier. Alternatively, if you have a spinal fusion, then slip-on shoes are a lot easier to put on. So I do have a lot of slip-on shoes. I try to avoid shoes with laces, therefore I wouldn't need the shoehorn. The only time I wear my shoes with laces is when I'm running. I need running trainers, so they're the only ones that I really struggle with. The rest of my shoes tend to be slip-on shoes. I wear a lot of flip-flops or shoes that I can just slip on my feet, or boots, things like that. So the second item is a grabber. I don't use this now as much as I used to, but when I was recovering from my spinal fusion, it was an essential item. So if you're watching this and you're about to at some point undergo spinal fusion surgery, then one of these is essential for your recovery because it allows you to have a little bit more independence without relying on others. So I used it a lot because after you've been through spinal fusion surgery, you can't bend lift or twist for quite some time after. I think it's about 6 months. So this is invaluable because you can then, you know, reach for things without actually moving. And I still use it now if there's something that I need to pick up off the floor that's in an awkward position. For example, it's gone under the car seat or it's really far back under the desk or something like that. Then I still use this to reach for things, and it just makes my life a little bit easier because I don't need to bend my back. So yeah, these are really useful if you have spinal fusion, especially if you have a long fusion or if you're facing scoliosis, spinal fusion surgery, then these are invaluable. The third item that is essential for anybody with scoliosis or spinal fusion is a memory foam cushion. So I love my memory foam cushion. I actually have two. I have one that I use at my desk and I've got it behind me now. Sometimes I'll take it in the car as well, or I put it behind me when I'm sat in watching a film on the sofa or at the dining table having food because the chair's pretty uncomfortable otherwise. So most of the time I'll have it behind me. I also have a travel version which I got from Amazon and I'll link it down below, but that's really handy. I used it recently on a recent trip and it rolls up really small so it can fit in your hand luggage, but it's really comfy and it just adds that little bit of support. What I find is having the spinal fusion is that especially when I'm traveling on like the train or on the plane, the seats are not very comfortable for me because I can't sort of mould my back to the seat. So I always have a gap at the bottom of my back, which means that it's really uncomfortable. So just having the memory foam cushion in between the gap at the bottom makes a massive difference. So I love my memory foam cushion and I take one everywhere with me. As a bonus item to this section, I'll also add that I really love using a bath cushion as well. Now I love having a bath, I love the relaxation and just chilling out, but unfortunately when you have a spinal fusion, having a bath can be pretty uncomfortable, and because of this I did avoid it for quite some time, and it's only recently that I've started to enjoy sitting in the bath, and that's because I purchased a bath cushion and it really has made a big difference. So again, I would recommend that a bath cushion is fairly essential if you enjoy to have a bath and you have spinal fusion, because it just makes it a little bit more comfortable. The fourth item that makes my life easier living with scoliosis is having a memory foam mattress. Now I really love sleeping on a memory foam mattress or topper. I can really tell the difference. If I don't sleep on a memory foam mattress or topper, then I will have a lot more back pain. And I remember the first time that I bought a topper to put on my bed, and it was such a game changer. I honestly felt a lot less pain than before, and this was before I had my surgery. This was a long time ago, but I've never looked back since, and since then I've had a memory foam mattress, and I can always tell the difference. When I go away and stay somewhere that doesn't have one, I do get a lot more back pain. If you have scoliosis, spinal fusion, or any back conditions really, it's definitely worth looking at your mattress and seeing if you have an option to change to a memory foam and just seeing if it makes a difference. Now, memory foam mattresses can be expensive, however there are lots more affordable toppers out there that they still work really well. I used to have just a topper on top of my old mattress. The mattress I have at the moment is an Emma mattress and I really like that one, but there are lots of different ones out there and it's definitely worth having a look at those if you have scoliosis, because I do think that the mattress you sleep on can make a big difference. The fifth item that makes my life with scoliosis and spinal fusion easier is my heat pad. Now I have lots of different variations of a heat pad. I have a few different ones. I have one that's sort of on my bed underneath my bed sheets. I usually put that on about half an hour before I go to bed, so it's nice and warm, and then I lie on it for about 30 minutes or so before I go to sleep, and that just feels so nice on my back. I do that most nights, but especially if I've had a bad pain day, it just feels really nice on my back and just really helps with lower back pain. I also have one of these ones that, again, this was off Amazon, and it just kind of wraps around your body, so I usually rest that on my lower back as well. And this goes in the microwave, heats up, and then it stays warm for probably about an hour or so. And this is really good for really bad pain days, so I'll use this as well as the heat pad on the bed. And I also have hot water bottles as well. Heat is really good for people with lower back pain and chronic pain. And also as well, I do have a heated blanket. So I just have heat everywhere. I also find as well that my back pain gets worse during my time of the month. When that happens, that's when I'll bring out all of my different versions of my heat pad. It just makes things a bit more bearable. Those are some of the items that make living with scoliosis and spinal fusion a little bit easier for me. If you also have scoliosis or spinal fusion, I would love to hear if there's anything that helps you day to day. Please let me know and leave a comment below and just let me know if you either relate to anything I've said or if you have any items that help you that I've not mentioned. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.